This is the BTS I wanted, the behind the scenes right here.
Yeah, I got a little. I got an egg sandwich that somebody already took a bite out of. Thanks a lot. It didn't come that way. And my backpack, and I just went for a little 20-mile bike ride this morning on one of my mini bicycles. I have a lot of bikes. I took this one out this morning for a little ride, and just hanging out in the backyard, buddy.
I love how you say it's just a little 20 miles.
Well, I'm fixing to go on a 4,000-foot climb after we hang up. So the bike ride had to be small this morning.
So obviously you're in Colorado.
I am. Yeah. I would kind of call this home now, honestly. I still love Nashville, and my kids are going to school there, but I'm kind of transitioning out, I think. I've been there for 30 years, and it's been awesome. Great place to come party for sure. But I don't know. I'm ready to kind of get back out to where I'm from.
Now, I'm a little jealous because all these posts you're making on Instagram and whatever, it's just all so beautiful. I can see why you want to, hang your hat there.
Well, I'm trying to post too much. I was here all last year too, and I'd be doing some pretty fun stuff, and I'd look around the rest of the country and be like, maybe I won't post that I'm like hiking up a mountain to go skiing in the middle of May or June last year. So I'm posting a few things just to, I don't know. I like seeing other people's posts when they're doing something fun and exciting. It kind of inspires me to go, maybe get outside and go do something. So hopefully in that way, it's encouraging people to get out there and do some living.
Oh, totally. I think so. And I love how you make like announcements on the mountain posts as well. Like you want to bring us the news, but you also want to give us a beautiful background when you do it.
Yeah. It's a good place to talk. You get to the top of the mountain. It's a great place to make an announcement because you just hike something crazy and you feel pretty euphoric, and it's a good spot for a press release.
Yes, it is totally. And I guess one of those announcements, the Beers on Me tour, which is kicking off August 13th. Just to clarify here, you're not buying beers for everyone though, right?
If I could, I would. I'm actually, I think I might post the emails going back and forth between me and my manager and Live Nation about why is this not possible for me to like buy a round for the entire amphitheater. What's the problem? I'll pay for it. I think they told me it'd be like $50,000 a night. That I'd be so happy to take that money out of my guarantee and have a $50,000 bar tab every night. It'd be amazing to be able to buy a drink for every person out there. That can legally do it. I don't see why it's a problem. I mean, you make sure they're 21 and they get a free beer when they come in. So I'm still working on it. It may just be me walking around 12 packs before the show, during the show, and after, handing them out to our fans because I think they all deserve a beer. Don't you?
Yeah, I totally do. Yes. I first of all, I deserve a beer, but also everyone else deserves a beer.
Yeah, you covered.
I love the lineup you have for this, by the way. You've got Parker McCullum, who's awesome breakout Texas star, and Riley Green, who's just terrific and super fun and larger biceps than anyone I've ever met.
Guy's got some biceps and some he might have bigger biceps than you. It's impressive.
For sure. So how about those guys? Why were they a good fit? I mean, just to bring the party or what?
Yeah, I was actually in town here the other day and someone mentioned Parker's name. I was like, yeah, man, that's so cool. He's got the recognition, I think, especially out here in the Southwest. People love his voice, love his songs. And I'm a huge Riley fan. Riley just, to me, he's a throwback to the 90s a little bit, but he's doing it in a way like John Party is, kind of a neo-traditionalist that loves that great country music that we all kind of grew up on, but he's doing it in his own way. And this tour feels like a party. And it's just between, you and I live, we know the Nashville world and what people talk about. Everyone's like, oh man, let's not get too focused on the, COVID. Let's move past it. Let's move on. But to me, it's like, it's real. That happened. And what's wrong with just having a party? What's wrong with having fun? Even the song Beers on Me, which will probably be my next single. It's like, do we have to go so heavy right away and get back? Or can we not just recognize that we've all been through a pretty traumatic experience, and fun songs are a good thing. Fun tours are a good thing. Parties are fun right now. I'm not ready to get right back into getting so serious, and have some guys out there that really are fun to be around and are going to bring a party every night. And and having singles on my end that reflect that too and enable that is important right now, I think.
When it comes to building that set list, therefore, if you want to bring a party, do you lean on the up tempo stuff and stay away from the slow tunes, or how do you manage that?
Well, totally. I try to come out of the gates like with 5 or 6 songs, just slamming up tempo, get the roller coaster started. But you know, those songs only work if you have the balance of like some pretty heavy songs throughout there. Songs like Riser, I Hold On, which is kind of a up tempo song anyway, but has a heavier, a little bit more weight to it. So you got to balance them out. I think Charlie Daniels is the one that told me a set list is like, you know, when you're making your set list, it's like building scaffolding for a roller coaster, and you got to know how to hit the highs and also hit the lows and make it a ride, not just just one type of direction or you know what I'm saying. So yeah, it's important to have all those songs in there. But yeah, the overall vibe of our tour, Beers on Me, is just exactly what that title and that song's about. Going to the bar. That song starts off with, everybody's got a problem, so do I. But we ain't gonna solve them on a Saturday night. I just put a paycheck in the bank, and I ain't hit the town in a minute to drink. It's about inviting your buddies over to just come have a beer and just to let me buy you a beer, take the load off, and have fun. And that's what the tour is going to be.
Who is the celebrity you'd most like to sit down and have a beer with that you maybe haven't?
Man, back in the day when I was touring with George Strait, he and Norman more of a wine people. They love good wine, but that was sitting on his bus. I still remember it so well. And having a glass of wine with the King after a show is like, man, is there anywhere else in the world you'd want to be? And the answer to that is a definite no. But of all the celebrities out there, most of my favorite people are country singers, and I think the most fun person to have a beer with is Luke Bryan. I laugh just when I say Luke's name. He's the funniest person in country music. It's so good he's on TV because he needs to be on TV. America needs more Luke Bryan in their life. And we are speaking of biking. We did a 100-mile ride together on the Natchez. Luke Bryan's a good cyclist. And we were having this dinner before the ride, and he's down at the far end of the table, and it's a loud restaurant. But his stories are so loud. I mean, the whole table is like everyone just focused on Luke because he's got the funniest stories. They're always inappropriate, but because of who he is, that country boy kind of thing that he has, he can get away with saying anything that would get me arrested.
Yes,
because he's Luke Bryan. Yeah. So he's the most fun person I've ever met in my life to have a beer with, and I can guarantee you that.
Dierks, I'm here to tell you I love telling stories about my kids, about my last adventures, about going to Mexico, about my mama. So true, though. He is hilarious.
I'll tell you something private, yeah. Hey, you and I were both for Father's Day. You and I were both. My mom was back in Phoenix, and she, of course, pulled up Cody Alan and CMT on the internet on the Google machine. And you and I were featured in a little Father's Day thing there, which is pretty cool.
I know. It was so great. I'm so glad your mom got to see it too. That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Dude, she likes me, but she loves you.
And I love your mom. I had the privilege of meeting her once, and it'll be one of the highlights of my career when all is said and done. That was a cool moment I'll never forget.
Yeah.
And she's just a sweetheart. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Sure is. Seven Peaks Fest. I got to get to more news here. Seven Peaks Fest is back this year, which, by the way, I want to be there if possible. We're working, I think, to make that happen because I just need my lungs need the altitude. I just need the oxygen. I'll bring an oxygen tank this time.
We have that actually there on site, but it just it feels like that clean, crisp air is it's hard to beat, especially that time of year when it's so hot everywhere else.
And I'm loving you bringing Keith Urban out there. I don't know what is the altitude in Australia? Can he do this?
Oh man, I think so. I don't know what Keith's like, what he does physically for exercise for play, but he seems like he's always looking pretty good. Jeez, man, he's like life goals right there. Look like that guy all the time. But I texted him, and luckily for Seven Peaks, it's not too hard of a sell for me to get other artists to come out because they just can go talk to Luke Bryan or John Party or Miranda Lambert or anyone that's played it before me, and the word of mouth, just sells the tour for the artist, because it's just fun. I mean, it's just the backstage vibe is so fun, and you've got a river rolling right through the camp where your bus is parked, and great catering, that all the food comes from a farm right next door, and you can wander out and hang out with your fans out there, and nobody's like going to go crazy. It's like they're excited to see you, but they're like, hey man, we get it. This is your festival. It's calm. The whole vibe here is this Colorado kind of like a little more just 420 vibe happening throughout there, and it's just fun, and he's gonna love it, and I'm so grateful that he's coming to do it, because after COVID, all bets are off. I didn't even know if we get the festival back up and running again. So we're already on track to have our biggest year of the 3 years. This will be year 3. So awesome.
It's going to be fantastic. And by the way, I'm looking at you and the photos behind you. And what is that?
Yeah, my mom's Christmas card from a few years ago. There's my mom right there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So she likes that. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. All right. We'll wrap with this because I know you're short on time, and you got a hike or something. You got
a little hike. Yeah.
So since Gone is the current single that's doing so well and climbing the charts, so I'll play a little Gone here with you. If you were going on a drive, if you're gone on a drive, where are you going? Where you're probably the mountains, I guess, right?
Right now, if I'm driving somewhere, I'm probably I got my truck out here. Here's where I'm going for a drive. You see my truck outside with the paddle boards in the backyard, the back of it?
Wow, yeah.
I'm probably going paddle boarding with the kids later today on a little river run. So I get the bike ride, the hike, and then the paddle board. It'll be a perfect trifecta mountain day. So maybe driving down to go do some paddle boarding.
If you're gone to the movies, what are you watching? Like, what kind of movies do you like? What genre or whatever?
Whatever the kids watch. I've seen 2 movies this year in the theater. It was so awesome. And the last one I just saw was In the Heights. It was amazing. I was with my mom and my family, and being in a theater. I mean, I really thought like once, with COVID, you'd never go back to the movie theater, but there just is something about seeing a movie in the theater. It's really fun.
Dierks likes a musical. Let's mark the tape. He loves a musical.
Hey, I don't tell anybody this, just between you and me, but I have seen a few plays on Broadway. I have 2 girls, man. They love theater. They love theater, and I never thought I'd get into that stuff, but I would go to watch them. Been lucky enough to be on Broadway and watch a couple of musicals and plays, and I just watch it from like a professional standpoint. I'm like, I wish my whole band and crew we could all watch this together, because these people, they do these shows, 8 shows a week. Reba McEntire said it's the hardest thing she's ever done, and she's a pretty hard worker. And it's unbelievable to have the singing and the acting and the whole thing. I can't imagine. It makes my job look really easy.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable career and feat that they pull off week after week after week, too.
Yeah, you can't have a life. You can't, when the performance is over, you have to go home and rest your voice every day. It's like, that's unbelievable. Anyway,
it's a
back
grind.
to honky
If you're going out
and
to
honky
eat,
tonks and cold beer.
right? If you're going out to eat, maybe you are going to a honky tonk for cold beer, but what kind of food would you go to if you're going out?
Man, I love Mexican food. Growing up in Arizona, we got so many great Mexican restaurants. That's definitely the go-to.
Gone down a rabbit hole on YouTube. Do you ever spend some time there? And what might you be watching?
Oh, probably hockey fights. I don't know. You get on Instagram. Instagram has those reels now, and for some reason, it knows I love watching anything to do with hockey. So, probably some hockey fights on. That's dangerous. You know, what I'm talking about the reels on Instagram.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've watched it. It's brutal.
It's brutal. One click away, and it's like, here we go. Yeah.
And we wonder why they lose teeth. I mean, seriously. You actually played hockey. Have you ever been in a hockey fight, though?
No, not really. I mean, I'm playing like a beer league. I haven't played so long. When I was living this last hockey season, all my kids were playing. I was tying 12 sets of skates a week. Knox was playing 4 times a week, and my girls were each playing 3 times a week. So my hockey days are kind of over. I'm just a fan. I'm a rink dad. But no, there was always threats of fights like, I'll see you in the parking lot. But then it's like, we got to work tomorrow, and we're actually paying to be in this league. What are we fighting about?
Right. Right. Who do you have for the Stanley Cup that I suppose you're watching?
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have a dog in the hunt now after the Preds lost and the Avs are out. But I love them all. It's all great teams. You know, I got connections to all. Shea Weber's playing for Montreal, former Predator. Barry Trotz is coaching the Islanders, so there's a connection there. But, you know, also Tampa is just so fun to watch and just a great team. And the Knights, you know, I got Nealers playing over the night. So there's just it's just I got friends on all the teams and love watching hockey. So hopefully I'm really into basketball right now because the Phoenix Suns are doing so good. So that's the main switched over to.
No doubt. All right, Dierks, thanks for being not only, you know, A-list superstar, giving us a tour of his house today, but also being like one of my favorite humans in the entire world. Thank you for always being a great friend and being here.
I feel the same way about you, buddy. And I hope when I do come back to Nashville, we can be great just to catch up sometime away from everything.
All right. Sounds good. Take care. Have a great hike today. See you later.
All right, bud.